But my top rated book on confidence is called The Super You. I'm sending it to you, physical book, free. Go to the link down there, you got it.
DreAllDay.com.
Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. We're talking about having a proven track record. There's a lot of people ask me about getting themselves on, especially when it comes to sports and the business world, people trying to build their brands, or maybe you're just trying to get a job. How do you get on? How can I get my foot in the door to have people even take a look at what it is that I have to offer? And sometimes we find that challenging, and it is a challenge to get your foot in the door when there's already a whole lot of people already in the room. So what I want to tell you about here in this video is how to start building and the importance of having a proven track record when you get to the door. Like you ever go to a club or a bar and there's a bunch of people trying to get in, and you get to that front door, the better your credentials when you get to that door. Maybe you know somebody, you can drop a name, maybe you know the dude, the bouncer at the front door who's deciding who gets in, maybe you got a bunch of girls with you who look good. Whatever credibility, credentials you can present at that front door, the better those credentials, the better your chance that you get in the room, right? So that's what we're talking about here, having a proven track record. What you need to get yourself on. Number one point is that the number one indicator of future performance is past performance. And I don't mean that just in the business world, or that's what a manager or a hiring manager or HR person is looking at. I'm talking about any human being. You think about any person that you know. You think about you and your friends, your circle of friends, and you all are talking about a person that all of you know. Usually, and you're trying to think, what is this person going to do in the future? The first thing you're going to think about is what have they done in the past? Like, what is this guy's, what are their habits? What are the things that they always do? We all have known people who they known to be. We know people who lie. We know people who never show up on time. People who never do the stuff that they say. People who be talking a lot but not doing nothing. If that's what we know them for, if that's their reputation, what are we expecting them to do in the future? Probably the same thing that they've always been doing. So what you need to be paying attention to, if you're thinking about getting your foot in the door anywhere in the future or even right now, look at what you're doing right now, because your performance in this space before you get to that next level is probably the first thing people are going to look at when they're deciding if they're going to let you into the next space. If you want to be a college basketball player, usually a college coach or a college scout or whatever you want to call them, and they're usually coaches. And college teams don't just have people who are just scouts, they're coaches. They're looking at what you're doing in high school. What are you doing in the AAU, or what are you doing in whatever league, or what are you doing at your high school? What are you doing academically? You know, how are you in the community? Have you had any off the court problems? They're looking at whatever you've done in your past to determine and to make their best guess, their best theory as to if you would be a fit, if you would be useful at this next level, at whatever we have going on at this next level. So you need to really pay attention to what you're doing now if you're thinking about getting an opportunity in the future. Often athletes will come to me and say, well, how do I get to fill in the blank, whatever next level, the NBA, playing college ball, getting to the USA, if I'm from this place or I'm this age, or nobody's watching me right now? Or what you need to do is improve your performance right now. Because if all you're doing right now is complaining and making excuses and thinking of reasons why it's going to be difficult for you, that's your current performance. And when you get to that door, they're going to look at that, they're going to look and say, okay, what have you done? If all you've done is bitch, complain, make excuses, and come up with reasons why you think it won't work, well, you don't have anything to show. Why would they be interested in you? They're going to be interested in the person who has something to show. So you got to have something to show in your past performance. If you haven't done anything, why would anybody want to buy into you? It's like if you try to get a car, but you have no credit, right? You never built your credit before. You got to get somebody to co-sign for you. If you don't have that co-signer, you probably ain't getting no car unless you can put the cash down on the spot. So it's the exact same thing when it comes to your track record. And if you don't have a track record right now because you're trying to figure out how you're going to get on to that next level, it is your job, and this is what you do, because usually when I say something like this, somebody always goes like a level below, right? Well, what if I don't have anywhere to prove myself right now, or anything? I don't have anywhere to prove myself, or nobody will let me on their team, or I don't know where to find a team. And there's always another excuse, right? Whenever you handle one excuse, somebody comes up with another excuse. And people who are excuse makers are really good at it. Like, no matter what solutions you give them or options you give them, they always come up with another reason why they can't do anything. Here's a solution. Figure it out. If you are not willing to figure it out, you're not serious about making anything happen. Therefore, we shouldn't even be talking. You probably shouldn't even be watching this video. This is not for you. Figure it out how you're going to build a track record right now. The way that the world is these days, people, It ain't anybody else's responsibility to get you in the door, to get you in the room, to put you on, to give you a chance. It's nobody's responsibility for any of that. You could do a lot of stuff you can do and put yourself on. You want to have a TV show, start making YouTube videos. What's stopping you? You got a phone, don't you? And there's a video camera on it. You can put them out for free. You want to be an author, start blogging. It's free. You want to be a podcaster, start recording with the audio recorder on your phone and just put it out. So you can put yourself on right now any way that you need to, but it is your job to figure out how you're going to do that. You need a track record. If you don't have one, why would I pay you mine when there's somebody standing right next to you who does have a track record? Point number 2. Understand that school in life, when we're talking about the work world or the business world, school is not a track record. And I'm talking like the educational side of school, the academic side of school. So if you went to school and you got a degree and then you're trying to get a job and nobody wants to hire you, and you're like, hey, why won't anybody hire me? I got a degree. It's because what you did in school is not a track record. Proven track record in the business world, in the work world. I'm not talking about sports, but the work world is you've proven that you can do some of the work that we're doing here at this company or here at this job that would be beneficial to us. You've already proven that you can do it because you were doing it before, whether that means you had a job already or you started doing something on the side while you were in school. Again, what I just say, putting yourself on. What's stopping a college student? You could be a junior in college right now. You could start writing every single day on your blog. So when you get out of school, if you want to get a job at the New York Times, you can show them, hey, look at the writing that I did for my last 2 years of college. Nobody has put you on for that. You don't need nobody to approve you. You don't need anyone to give you anything. All you got to do is just start writing. So you have to have that proven track record. Just going to school and getting that degree is not a proven track record. All that proves is that you went to school, you got a degree. It proves that you can follow directions. It proves that you can respect authority, but it doesn't prove that you have any skills. It does not prove that you have game. Point number 3, and this is what I just said at the end of point number 1, you got to put yourself on. Your mentality, and I don't care if you're an athlete, you're an author, you're a fill in the blank, anything else you want to do where you know that there's going to come a point where somebody has to kind of okay you or approve of you or write you a check or whatever it's going to be. Think along the lines of putting yourself on. Be an owner of your business. Doesn't mean you got to be a full-fledged entrepreneur for the rest of your life, but think about your life right now in a mindset of ownership. I own this. Not I'm looking for somebody to put me on or somebody to give me a chance, but I own this whole situation. I'm going to put myself on. Anything that you want to do, there is a way that you can get the ball rolling without anyone's okay or without anyone's help. If you want to be a musician, you want to be a writer, you want to be a podcast, you want to be a video person, you want to sell products, all of those things, you don't need anybody else to help you. All you got to do is start doing it. Create your own track record, and once you've created your track record, start showing that track record to people. Look, these are the things that I've done. This is where I've been. These are the accomplishments that I've achieved. These are the stats that I've accumulated. As you do these things, people are going to start calling on you, or when you call on them, they're going to be interested because they're going to say, okay, as soon as you call somebody and try to pitch yourself for anything that you're doing, the first thing they're going to ask is, okay, what have you done up to this point? What are you doing right now? What are they asking about? Your past, your track record. What is your track record? If you don't have a track record, they're not taking the call, let alone having a conversation with you, let alone being interested. So these are the things that you need to do to start building your track record of success, so that if and when you get to a point where you do need to sell somebody on the idea of you have something to show. You have nothing to show. You ain't got no, if you go to a potluck and you ain't bringing no food to the dinner, they not letting you in the house. So you got to bring some food to the table. If you don't know how to cook, figure it out. Learn how to cook. YouTube got plenty of recipes. You understand the metaphor. Work on your game. DreAllDay.com.